A full week has passed since I entered this school. During that week, we trained in the basics of doryoku and studied a little. The rest of the time was spent at the dorm taking baths, eating or sleeping, which is a pretty healthy lifestyle. Having such a packed schedule might not be so healthy though. And as expected, S-class is training to power up their doryoku from the morning till the end of the day. Akane's shouts are heard clear across the courtyard. A week has passed, and as we get used to life here at school, some things are getting noticeably harder. Like personal relationships. Even though Akane comes from a distinguished family, her doryoku is weak, which puts more attention onto her. As a result, all of our classmates avoid her. Also, the fact that Kamishiro, being the top doryoku user, is training exclusively with Akane only compounds the problem. Hey Akane, do you intend to practice alone for that long?
私が頑張ってみんなと一緒に訓練できるレベルになることが先決だからな。
Jin, Kaoru and Chiharu's doryoku aren't suited for combat, and although my doryoku value is extremely high, I can't even use it. So, when Kamishiro isn't around, Akane practices by swinging her sword repeatedly alone.
何？そのうち私もトウコや湊のようにすごい動力を発揮してやる。小村琴直納がこの手にある限り、私は絶対に諦めないぞ。
She's alienated by the other girls simply because her being faced as C is a nuisance. If her face goes up, she can train with everyone else. Akane truly believes that. But while that's certainly true, it's got more to do with a jealousy than Akane seems to think. The fault doesn't lie with Akane, but I don't know if I can communicate that to her effectively.
今の私は事実弱いからな。私相手では訓練にもならないのは間違いではないと思うのだ。
Well, if Akane is weak.
仮にではない。私は実際に弱い。
Then, if you're strong, don't you have a duty to help out the weak? And yet, nobody but Kamishiro is helping out Akane. If this is the mindset of the elite, I'm really disappointed.
理屈ではそうだろうが。
Good. If you understand that, please train with me. Akane is so charming when she stares blankly at me like that. You can use doryoku that puts you above someone like me who can't use it, so please train with me. She looks surprised, but then smiles.
聖一は優しいな。
That isn't true. I feel my face heating up. I grasp my sword.
聖一は今まで剣を扱った経験は？
Only a little with a shinai in PE class. This is the first time I'm using a real sword.
そうか。S クラスでは剣の扱い自体は教わらないようだからな。とりあえずそこから簡単に行こう。
She has an expression on her face that tells me that she can't teach me anything, but grasps her sword anyway and takes her stance.
竹刀と剣との違いがわかるか？
The weight, right?
それもある。だが最も違うのは剣には刃と峰とそれに腹があるということだ。
Akane goes on to explain that double-edged swords don't have a backside.
つまりここでなら切れる、ここでないと切れないという部分が決まっているのが剣だ。まあ竹刀にも刀の峰を意味する竹刀鶴が通っているのな。
After saying that, Akane points her sword up and swings it down slowly.
だから剣を使う上で最も重要なのが正しく構え、正しく振ることだ。
Like this?
そうだ。まっすぐに構えて、ゆっくりと振り上げる。
I lift the sword and swing down many times as Akane instructed. Akane smiles and lifts her sword again.
聖一の熱心さがあれば、私もすぐに追いつかれてしまうかもしれないな。
It'll be no trouble to catch up to you.
それくらい熱心だということだ。負けていられないな。
Akane grins and brandishes her sword swiftly. Although it was a good swing, the momentum of that heavy sword pushes her onto her bottom. Are you okay?
すまん。これだから私は皆にバカにされるのだ。
With a huge sword like that, this kind of thing is inevitable. I attempt to pick up her sword, but even that shocks me. Akane's sword is just too heavy. It doesn't budge an inch. Even if you try to lift it with both hands, it only floats a few millimeters off the ground. I thought this sword would be heavy, since it's so huge. But I don't think this is a physical weight. I feel like something is keeping the sword attached to the ground. Wait, all this time you've been wielding a sword this heavy?
本来は家系の血で紙のように軽く扱えるはずなのだが。
Bloodline?
穂村琴直納めを持てるのは家族でも私だけなのだ。
Akane says this in self-ridicule as she picks up her sword. The sword's story is heavy. That weight is probably handed down along with the sword.
一族の中に代々一人だけこの剣を使うことのできる者が現れる。それが死んだら次の誰かが。穂村琴直納めはそうやって受け継がれてきたのだ。
Eh? Then you're the only one who can use it in your family? That's amazing. It wasn't something that was simply given to her. Having that sole responsibility, carrying the weight of that sword on her back, with those small shoulders and delicate arms. Once again, I realized that Yasukuni Akane is a person worthy of respect.
それだけではない。この剣の使い手として本当にふさわしい動力使いになれたなら、その時この剣の真の力を発動できるはずなのだ。
Its true power? Activate?
そうだ。そうすれば他の動力機とは比べ物にならないほどの威力を発揮するらしい。
Akane says this proudly, but she immediately goes silent.
らしいのだが、私は未だその境地に至っていないのだ。
She mutters this with no confidence and laughs helplessly.
そもそも剣に選ばれたのならどれほど重くとも紙のように軽く感じると言われているのだが、それなのに私は動力が足りずにこのざまだ。
I already respect you just for showing me Homura Kotona Osame Akane.
恥ずかしいからやめてくれないか。
As if she's embarrassed by this, Akane's cheeks turn bright red. This side of Akane is innocent and cute. Then please teach me about swords.
剣は確実に振り上げて振り下ろす際に一瞬力を込める。
Alright, I'll try.
コツは初動にだけ力を込めて、あとは剣の重さで落とすのだ。
Ah, thanks. I lift my sword as Akane says. Even though my sword is much lighter compared to Akane's, it still seems heavy. Oria! I swing my sword down like she said, but the sword strikes against the ground. At the same time, laughter starts to fill the courtyard. When do you stop it?
やってみせる。剣を貸してくれ。
Akane takes my sword and gets into a stance.
ここで剣を止めると決めて、腕と手首で自由落下を止めるのだ。
Hold on a second. What did you do? I couldn't see anything. It was too fast to see the first time, so she swings it again. It's like a scene from a manga. One more time, please.
だからこう構えてからしっかりと振り下ろして、ここでピシリと止めるのだ。
Akane, are you familiar with normal swords?
普通の剣ならそこそこ人並みだと思う。小さな頃から訓練していたのも普通の日本刀だったしな。
Don't say that so casually. I didn't even see you swing the first time.
聖一ならきっとうまくやれる。振ってみるといい。
Until I can do that, I'll have to train a lot more. I take the compliment, get into a stance, and swing the sword.
筋はいいと思う。 訓練次第で軽々と振れそうだ。
Is that so? Thanks.
いや、礼には及ばない。少し離れてだが一緒に素振りをしよう。
I take a few steps back so that the Doryoku residuals don't affect me and start swinging my sword with her. Even though Akane is swinging an abnormally heavy sword, her arms are still so thin and slender. I don't want to lose. Ya! Ta!
いいぞ、その調子だ。本当に聖一は筋がいいな。
As the two of us practice, I hear cheers on the other side of the courtyard. When I look, I see my classmates applauding Kamishiro. Akane told Kamishiro she'd feel bad if she kept practicing with her and recommended for her to practice alone. Our classmates seem to be flocking around her though.
さすがは上白さんね。普通、さすがじゃない。
いやー、湊さんが動力で起こした水柱を一瞬で氷柱にしてしまうなんてな。
太田くんと湊さんが2人がかりでも勝てないんじゃない？
ああ、すごい霊気だ。絶対に戦いたくないもの。
ええ、そうね。
どうしたんだ、みなと。何か起こってるよ。
別に何でもないわ。気のせいよ。
Everyone seems to be getting roused because of Kamishiro's Doryoku.
いや、上白は大したもんだが、褒めたからって動力は成長しないと思うんだよな。
Annoyed by the commotion, Chiharu, Jin, and Kaoru come to us.
こっちは静かでいいね。僕、こっちで訓練しようっと。
成長動力でフォローする訓練だ。根性決めて支えてやるぜ。
I'm pumped when I see my friends' faces.
お？聖治、お前剣の使い方が決まってないか？
I just learned it from Akane a little while ago.
聖一は筋が良くて驚いた。一度教えただけで形になっている。
But there's no point in just having the form down.
僕は形から入るタイプだから尊敬できるな。
I hear a voice as we begin training. From the school building, Yuzu comes running with a machine about the size of a bike helmet in her hands. It's dangerous to run like that. Ah! Yuzu stumbles. Yuzu stumbling over nothing is a skill she's had ever since she was a child. Yuzu frantically tries to catch the machine that flew out of her hands and is now sailing through the air. She manages to catch the machine as she slides across the ground.
よかった。落とさないで。
What's wrong? Isn't C-Class studying?
はい。動力機研究の授業中なんです。なので割と自由っていうか、それより。
Yuzu presents what she's holding as she brushes sand off her knee. What's this?
ゆずが研究中にひらめいてちょっと作ってみた動力機です。
That's a Doryoku vessel? Doryoku vessel? I guess I can't use that.
ですね、潜在的な動力を引き出すきっかけにならないかと思ったんです。へえ、それで動力を導き出すの？はい、まだ研究段階なんですけどね。あ、私が触っても大丈夫なのか？はい、どうぞ試してみてください。
Akane takes the Doryoku vessel from Yuzu.
結構重いものだな、これ。どうすればいいのだ、ゆず。この両側に手を当てて動力を発動するよう念を込めてみてください。
She explains this with a smile. Yuzu's smile is always as lovely as a sunflower.
やってみよう。
As Akane focuses, the lamp on the Doryoku vessel lights up.
ランプがつきましたね。そのまま動力を使ってみてください。こうか。
A small flame appears in front of Akane.
入力された動力を増幅させる補助具です。炎がいつもより大きくありませんか？そうか。どうだ、聖一。大きくなっているか？
it's about the same as always.
あんまり変わってるようには見えないけど。あれれ、失敗したかもしれません。
Yuzu is visibly disheartened. If she had a tail, it would be hanging down between her legs.
いや、少しだが燃焼温度が上がった気がするな。ちゃんと効果があるんじゃないか？あかねさんは優しいです。僕にも使わせてみて。ねえ兄貴、怪我してよ、治療するから。
待て！なんでそのためにわざわざ怪我をしないといけないんだ！
One by one, they experiment with the vessel using their doryoku.
やっぱりダメでしたか。
Her shoulders drop in disappointment. She looks unsatisfied. Maybe something will happen if I try it.
動力が一気に溢れてたらすごいだろうな、聖一。
Oh, it's possible that a spectacular doryoku might be triggered, so you guys might want to step back. I say this jokingly to Jin as I take the doryoku vessel. It explodes in my hands.
大丈夫か、聖一。
Pooh, that was so dangerous. My soul almost left my body.
聖一くん、ジンくん、大変だ。先生呼んでくる。
Kaoru runs off and disappears.
ごめんなさい。聖一さん、すぐに手当てしますから。
俺にも医者を呼んでくれ。
大丈夫だよ、兄貴。まだ死んでないから安心して。
Jean and I, who had received a direct hit, are transported to the infirmary. Yuzu didn't mean to harm us, but in this school, anything could kill you.